Hi, my name is Jackie. I believe I'm a dragonfly. I don't know whether you are aware of the metamorphosis of the dragonflies and how they live so many lives underneath the water, just the whole day spending time with getting more things to eat and just feed themselves in a totally unconscious and ignorant environment. Until the day comes and they take all their value, all their inspiration that come from they don't even know, and they start looking upwards and they start looking for a way how to get out of that water. This water just full of aggressive environment and just questions of survival, because they want to start to really live their life. And so a few days they just go higher and higher until they feel comfortable, and then the magic night comes and they really go out of the water and find a way how to really hold on and internally relaxed, really let this magical process of metamorphosis happen to them. And in videos you can even see that how the old skin takes off and a totally new animal comes out of it, and then the wings start to grow and then they unfold and then they get dry, and this animal passes throughout this night a very delicate process until in the morning it's able to fly away. Yeah, and something like this analogy to the dragonflies that have accompanied me for the last 5 to 6 years. I have lived my own development, my spiritual awakening and enlightenment. And today I want to share some of the basics and my favorites of all those things that I had the privilege to learn on the way. So my idea is to focus on one of the many subjects I'm teaching and sharing, and this is parenting, because in my opinion there's so many details that are completely different to me today than before all this metamorphosis was taking place. And I believe there are not that many information in the marketplace, so I'm really happy to share. And I want to give you 5 issues, and I'm sure you're going to find more information to go deeper in what really is moving you in this moment in your life. And the first one would be a sentence like, our kids are angels. I believe that I have the privilege to be mom to 2 angel-like beings, and I feel they prove it every single day to me. So what are angels? What does that mean? And for the more rationalizing people amongst us, I can say that even in physics today, we know that 99% or even more, 99.99999% of everything we could ever imagine is non-material, is non-rational, is not understandable for this part of our humanity, of our being humans. So the Homo sapiens sapiens, the beings that know that they know, this knowingness alone does not capture 99.9% of our existence. And the kids, when they come into life, they are like a really white sponge, so to say, and they don't think and they don't rationalize. So they're totally open to all this information that comes in analogies and signals and symbols and ideas and intuition and inspiration every day. That's actually the reason why the newborns, maybe the first year of their life here on earth, they're totally smiling. The whole time they're always smiling. There's no trouble at all, because they're disconnected from this human drama. There's no drama in their world. Until they get older, and step by step they're really, unfortunately, involved in this field that is all around them, the belief system, the emotional vibrations of the parents, of the family, of the society, later of the school, of the friends. All this is influencing the life of every being, not only our children, also ourselves. But when the kids come into this world, they are free of all this limits and struggle and drama. So I believe everyone who is free of drama is much more pure to be a channel of divine information, coming as ideas, as emotions, as coincidences or whatever. So our kids, as they are still more free than the average people in this world, they really bring us messages. They come to us even with uncomfortable messages. It's not like that angels always bring us good news. They also say, hey, here's something you have to work on. So my experience with my kids, and my oldest daughter, she's just gonna turn 15 years old. So I have a big anniversary. I made it 15 years ago, first time in this life that I had a chance to give birth to such an angelic being. And I swear, she's tough and she has taught me a lot. And this is already like my bridge to the second point I want to share with you. Our kids are not only angel-like, they're our best teachers ever. So actually, like when I didn't even know I was pregnant, one day I was on a business trip, I remember, and I had a margarita at night, and then the next morning I felt completely different. I couldn't eat anything else than fresh fruit and fresh vegetables. And when I returned home, I talked to my mother-in-law and I said, well, I'm feeling really weird. I don't know what's happening. I only can have raw food. And she looks at me and she said, maybe you're pregnant. And I said, oh my gosh, no, how should I? And yeah, I was pregnant. And this first lesson from my daughter concerning healthy food lead to a whole process. Now, nearly 16 years that I myself and with all people around me have studied a lot about nutrition and came up with a proper health system and to explain what is nutrition actually in essence. So coming to the point, the kids are our teachers. So I've learned with my daughter at least a lot about nutrition and how the things we put into our mouth influence totally our well-being, our health, our happiness. And of course there are other subjects she's already taught me. We had just passed major stuff in puberty and stuff like that. But that's another thing. So we have angel-like beings and our best teachers. And I say that also because my son, he's a total teacher. And he's also something else, which leads me to the third subject I want to share. They are our guides. Whatever you understand with guides, they are like people or energies incarnated in people, in kids. And they give us hints and bits and pieces to find our way. I remember, for example, this huge step when I learned as a mom that first I need to be well with me, to be strong, to be healthy, so I can give my children what they really need from me. And they need less than I would have expected actually. But the idea of first taking care of myself and then taking care of my kids was revolutionary in my life. I did not grow up in an ambience where that would be called normal. And I got to the point that I understood whenever I was like with the idea of going to a seminar or to a therapy or do something which would help me to grow, to analyze, to transcend, to release, to really do something from my inner soul process. And my kids would sense the vibration and the energy in the surrounding, and they would agree, everything would just flow. And if I would have an idea of things that would distract me from my soul life purpose, from my proper processes, then there would be drama at home. They would fight with each other, they would get ill if I was not supposed to do a travel, for example, or whatsoever. They definitely always call for attention when they need us to take care of. So I feel my kids are definitely guides. They are channeling energy like it would be a guide or a coach or a therapist or an angel. Yeah, so it's more or less the same, but they're different nuances. Okay, so angel-like beings that teach us much more than we could ever expect if we are open, and they guide us. So that's a lot. And we always thought we as parents we have to give, and I think no, they give us a lot. In the systemic way of viewing the world is actually, we say the obligation of being a parent is to bring the kid into the world, and that's the main thing already done. From there, it's mainly to avoid the kids to get in harmful situations. We cannot prevent everything, and we should not. I actually believe that challenges and difficult life situations are if they are well organized in a certain way, they are perfect for the kids to get stronger and to build up their self-confidence. And this is actually even true with all this modern ways of bringing kids into the world. So cesarean, for example, I had one and I had a natural birth, and I would ever opt for the natural birth if possible, but my daughter decided not to. So this is a huge challenge for a new being, and those who have made it, they have like an extra credit on the self-esteem account from the beginning of their lives. Okay, so what do they need really from us was the question, right? And I believe that the best we can give is unconditional love. And unconditional love is huge. And when I say unconditional love, what I mean is a surrounding life, energy, family, surrounding field free of toxins. Because unconditional for me in a picture clairvoyantly would be white, crystal, transparent actually, without toxins, without scrapping things, right? So really relaxed and clear atmosphere to grow in. And how do we organize this? Is to really make sure that the things we as an adult came here to resolve stay with us. To really take on what is our package and leave the kids alone. Just with their destiny, with their decisions, with their responsibilities, with their consequences, which are according to their growth and age and maturity. At the moment today, the biggest problem is that many adults do not feel prepared to really carry on their own destiny, to take charge of their struggles, of their energetic karma relations with themselves, with family, with friends, with ex-partners, whatsoever. And so there are a lot of poisoning, and it's heavy, it is really heavy, and I know what I'm saying. I've been through a very brutal divorce, I've left the countries, I've done a lot of things, which we possibly will talk the next time, but it's only mine. This part I need to take charge of, so the kids can be with their childhood and experience everything from a secure point of view without overcharging them. Okay, so this means for me unconditional love is loving me with everything that is mine, taking charge, and let them just be as pure as they are. So this is my fourth point actually today. Please accept these angelic beings that want to teach us, bringing divine messages to this realm and guide us so we can find our way back to our own life mission and to the purpose why we are here. That's their focus. So what we give in return is unconditional love. And that's the fifth point I want to share today, and freedom. Freedom comes together with confidence. And this confidence is something I've learned when my boy was just a few weeks old, because he came, he was very healthy, etc. And after 42 hours delivery, I was just knocked out and I did not have a lot of reserves from my strength. So first weeks nurturing him was a really challenge, and he lost a lot of weight. And I called a cranial sacral therapist, a really good friend of us, and he looked at this boy and he was like, wow, what an energy. And I said, yeah, but he's losing weight. What should I do? What is wrong with him? And he said, and he looked at me, there's only one thing your boy might need in this world. And I said, what is it? I want to give it. Please tell me. And he said, he only needs your confidence. You can really rely on him to find his own way. That's the only thing he wants and the only thing he needs. Everything else is already settled. He's huge in energy. He is so wise. He is a healer, everything. He just needs you to really have confidence in him so he can make his life his way, with you just putting this field of unconditional love all around him. And that's what I did. And so this leads to a lot of subjects we can talk about regarding really freedom to decide when he goes to bed, what he wants to eat, how he wants to learn. Everything is different. And with each step I'm fighting with society, like, leave us alone, we make it our way, giving him this freedom, really with the confidence that he knows what he needs. I get more and more insights and gifts from him on this teaching, guiding, angelic part. So we are in a perfect combination of giving and receiving, and it's just wonderful. It's marvelous to be a mom, even though I'm just with my 2 kids in very far distance geographically speaking, and even more far away from family on a development path speaking, but it's fulfilling. I feel just every day, yeah, it was worth it. It did matter. And as Brandon Boucher says, live and love and matter. This is really what makes a difference. I've heard a story a few years ago, and that's what I want to share just to round it up. A traveler came to a far away small little town, and he went into the cemetery. And he wondered a lot because he was walking and he was finding, okay, here is a grave, and there was written, oh, our beloved Maria, she was helping so much in society. She died at the age of 6 years, 5 months and 10 days. And then he walked through and goes further, and then, oh, our so well esteemed Jose and George or whatever, and he died with 8 years, 2 months and 15 days. And as this traveler was continuing walking, he found someone who was taking care of the place, and he said, oh, you have really a very nice, well organized and decorated child cemetery. And so this guy went, oh, what? Oh, you're a traveler, you're not from here, are you? And he said, no, why? Yeah, you might not know our costumes over here, because when someone is born in our small little town, he gets a diary. And in this diary, he writes down every day what really mattered to him. At the end of his life, when he really passes on, goes to the next dimension, we count the days in his life that really mattered. And then we make the sum of these days. And this is the sum you can find here on the graves. So in this sense, I really wish everybody who's listening a wonderful day, sending love and light, and hoping for you to make that today matters, and that you give your children, the children around you, and also your inner child, the confidence and the unconditional love you deserve. Thanks so much for listening and for watching. Blessings from Germany, and see you soon.